Sister Teresa pressed her hand against the cold stone wall of the bathroom and felt her stomach twist again. This was the 5th morning in a row. Something was very wrong. Outside her window, the monastery looked peaceful. The old building sat on top of Green Hill like a giant sleeping under a blanket. The sun painted everything gold. Birds sang their morning songs. Everything seemed perfectly normal. But nothing was normal anymore. Sister Teresa splashed cold water on her face and looked at herself in the mirror. Her skin looked pale like paper. Dark circles lived under her eyes now. She tried to remember the last time she felt hungry. 3 days ago? 4? Teresa? A soft knock came at the door. "Are you all right?" It was Sister Agnes, her closest friend in the monastery. They had arrived on the same day 5 years ago, both young and excited to dedicate their lives to prayer and helping others. "I'm fine," Teresa lied, opening the door with a weak smile. "Just a little sick. Maybe I ate something bad." Agnes didn't look convinced. Her brown eyes studied Teresa's face with worry. "You've been sick every morning this week. You should see Mother Marta." Teresa shook her head quickly. No, I don't want to bother her. She has so many important things to do." But Agnes was right. By afternoon, Teresa felt so dizzy during prayer time that she almost fainted. Sister Lise, who sat beside her, caught her arm just in time. "That's enough," Sister Elise said firmly. She was older than most of the nuns, with silver hair and a voice that made everyone listen. "You're going to Mother Marta right now." Mother Marta was the mother abbess. She was in charge of all the nuns in the monastery. She was kind but very serious about the rules. The monastery had many rules. The most important one, no men were allowed inside, ever. The big wooden door stayed locked. The nuns lived separate from the outside world, spending their days in prayer, gardening, and quiet work. Teresa's legs felt like jelly as she walked down the long stone hallway to Mother Marta's office. The walls were thick and old. Some parts of the monastery were over 300 years old. Sometimes Teresa felt like the building itself was watching her. Mother Marta looked up from her desk when Teresa knocked. Her face was gentle, but her eyes were sharp. She could always tell when something was wrong. "Come in, child. Sister Elise told me you're unwell." Teresa sat in the wooden chair across from the desk. Suddenly, tears started rolling down her cheeks. She didn't even know why she was crying. "I feel sick every morning," Teresa whispered, "and I'm so tired all the time. And my clothes feel tight even though I'm not eating much." Mother Marta's expression changed. Something flickered in her eyes. Fear? Confusion? She stood up slowly. "I'm calling Dr. Newton," she said quietly. "He comes to check on us every month anyway. He'll be here tomorrow." That night, Teresa couldn't sleep. She lay in her small bed in her small room and stared at the ceiling. The monastery was quiet except for the wind outside. But somehow, the silence felt heavy, like it was hiding something. Dr. Newton arrived the next morning with his black medical bag. He was an old man with white hair and kind eyes. He had been taking care of the nuns for 20 years. Teresa sat on the examination table while he checked her. He listened to her heart. He looked in her eyes. He asked her questions about how she felt. Then he did something that confused her. He placed his hand on her belly and pressed gently. His face went very still. "Mother Marta," he said quietly, "could you step in here, please?" Mother Marta came into the room. Dr. Newton whispered something to her. Teresa watched Mother Marta's face turn white as snow. "That's impossible," Mother Marta breathed. "I'm quite certain," Dr. Newton said. "I'll do a test to confirm, but all the signs are there." "What is it?" Teresa asked, her heart beating fast. "Am I dying?" Dr. Newton sat down beside her and took her hand. "No, child, you're not dying. You're pregnant." The word hung in the air like a bomb that hadn't exploded yet. Teresa's mouth opened, but no sound came out. Pregnant? That was impossible. She would never. She lived in a monastery where men weren't even allowed to the front door. "There must be a mistake," Teresa said, her voice shaking. "That can't be true." I've been here the whole time." I never left. I never... Mother Marta's face looked like stone. Dr. Newton doesn't make mistakes about these things. The test confirmed it 2 hours later. Sister Teresa was definitely pregnant, about 3 months along. Mother Marta called an emergency meeting with her most trusted advisors, Sister Elise and Sister Catherine. They gathered in Marta's office with the door locked. "This is impossible," Sister Catherine said, pacing back and forth. "Our doors are locked. Guards check everyone who delivers supplies. No men come inside. How could this happen?" "There are only 2 explanations," Sister Elise said slowly. "Either Teresa is lying about not knowing how this happened, or someone has found a way into our monastery that we don't know about." Mother Marta felt ice in her stomach. Teresa insists she doesn't understand. She seems genuinely confused and frightened. I believe her. "Then someone has been getting inside," Sister Catherine whispered. "But how? And why haven't we seen them?" Before anyone could answer, there was a knock at the door. Sister Agnes stood there, her face red from crying. "Mother Marta," she sobbed, "I need to talk to you. I've been feeling sick every morning too, just like Teresa." Mother Marta closed her eyes. A terrible feeling washed over her. 2 days later, Dr. Newton confirmed it. Sister Agnes was also pregnant. 2 nuns? Sister Catherine said in disbelief. "In a locked monastery where men can't enter? This doesn't make sense." But it got worse. The next week, Sister Colette came forward with the same symptoms. Then Sister Maria. By the end of the month, 4 young nuns were confirmed pregnant. The monastery fell into chaos. The older nuns whispered in corners. The younger ones looked scared. No one knew what to believe. Some thought it was a miracle, like in the old stories. Others thought someone was lying. A few began to suspect that something very wrong was happening in their safe, holy home. Mother Marta barely slept anymore. She walked the halls at night, listening, watching, looking for any sign of how this could be happening. One night, while walking past the old tapestry near the chapel, she heard something, a soft sound, like footsteps behind the wall. She pressed her ear against the cold stone. There was again footsteps and voices, men's voices, whispering on the other side of the wall. Mother Marta's blood turned to ice. Someone was inside the monastery, and they were using a path that she didn't know existed. She ran to find Sister Elise. When she told her what she'd heard, Sister Elise's face went pale. "We need to find out who it is," Sister Elise said, "and we need proof." "I have an idea," Mother Marta said, her voice hard as iron, "but it involves breaking one of our own rules. We'll need to bring someone from outside to help us, someone we trust." "Who?" Sister Elise asked. "Brother Hugo. He works at the abbey on the other side of the valley. He's good with technology. He can help us set up cameras. Hidden cameras that can record what's happening when we're not watching." Sister Elise nodded slowly. "If there's someone sneaking in, we'll catch them." Mother Marta looked out the window at the peaceful hills. The monastery had always been a place of safety and peace. But now it felt like a house with a monster hiding in the walls. And she was going to find it, no matter what it took. Brother Hugo arrived 3 days later, just after sunset. He came in through the delivery entrance, carrying what looked like a box of books. But inside the box were small cameras, no bigger than buttons, and recording equipment that could capture everything. Mother Marta met him in the supply room with Sister Elise. They kept the lights dim so no one would notice the unusual meeting. "Thank you for coming, Brother Hugo," Mother Marta said quietly. "This is a very delicate situation." Brother Hugo was a young man with gentle eyes and graying hair at his temples. He had helped the monastery many times over the years, fixing computers and electrical problems. He was someone they could trust. "Mother Marta, when you called and told me what was happening, I could hardly believe it," he said, opening the box carefully. "For Sister's pregnant, and no one knows how? Something very wrong is happening here. I heard voices behind the wall near the old tapestry," Mother Marta explained. "Men's voices. I think someone has found a secret way into our monastery." Brother Hugo's face grew serious. "Then we'll catch them. These cameras are very small. We can hide them where no one will notice. They'll record everything, even in the dark. For the next 2 hours, they worked in secret. They placed one camera behind a candle holder near the old tapestry. Another went high up on a shelf in the corridor. A third was hidden in the chapel where the footsteps had been heard. The last one pointed at the door that led to the old storage rooms that nobody used anymore. The cameras will record to this device, Brother Hugo explained, showing them a small screen. You can watch the recordings here, in private. If anyone is sneaking in, you'll see them. After Brother Hugo left, Mother Marta and Sister Elise sat in the office, staring at the recording device. The small screen showed 4 different views of the monastery's hallways and corners. "Now we wait," Sister Elise said. "Now we watch," Mother Marta corrected. That first night, nothing happened. The hallways stayed empty and quiet. Only the usual sisters walked by during their evening prayers. The second night was the same, just silence and shadows. But on the third night, at 11:45, something appeared on the camera near the old tapestry. Mother Marta was watching the screen, her eyes burning from tiredness, when she saw it. Movement, a shadow behind tapestry. Then the tapestry moved slightly, like a curtain in a breeze. But there was no breeze inside the monastery. Her heart hammering, Mother Marta watched as the edge of the tapestry lifted. A hand appeared, then an arm, then a man stepped out from behind the wall hanging. He looked around carefully, making sure no one was watching. Then he whistled softly. 3 more men emerged from behind the tapestry, one after another, like ghosts appearing from nowhere. Mother Marta's hands shook as she grabbed the recording device and ran to wake Sister Elise. "Look," she whispered urgently, showing her the screen. 4 men. They came through the wall. Sister Elise's eyes went wide. On the screen, they could see the men walking quietly down the corridor. They moved like they knew exactly where they were going, like they had done this many times before. The camera in the corridor caught them turning left, toward the novices' sleeping quarters. Mother Marta felt her stomach drop. "They're going to where the young sisters sleep," Sister Elise breathed. They watched in horror as the men stopped at different doors. Each man knocked very quietly on a door, waited. Then each door opened slowly, and a young nun appeared. Even in the dim camera footage, Mother Marta could recognize them. Sister Teresa, Sister Agnes, Sister Colette, Sister Maria, the 4 pregnant nuns. The sisters stepped out into the hallway and followed the men back toward the old tapestry. They were smiling, laughing quietly, holding hands with the men. "They know them," Sister Elise whispered in shock. "The sisters know these men. They're meeting them on purpose." Mother Marta felt like the floor had disappeared beneath her feet. This wasn't a terrible invasion. This was an attack. The nuns were meeting the men willingly, secretly, breaking their sacred vows. "We need to see where they're going," Mother Marta said, her voice tight. The next night, they watched again. At the same time, 11:45, the men appeared from behind the tapestry. The same 4 nuns came out to meet them. This time, the cameras followed them. The group walked to the old storage area, down a hallway that no one used anymore. At the end of the hall, there was a door that Mother Marta thought had been locked for years, but the men opened it easily. How did they get a key? Sister Elise wondered aloud. Behind that door was a staircase going down. The cameras couldn't see into the darkness of the stairs, but Mother Marta knew what they would find. A tunnel, an old passage that connected the monastery to somewhere outside. The next morning, Mother Marta and Sister Elise went to investigate. They brought flashlights and unlocked the old storage room door. Behind it, just as they suspected, was a staircase leading down into darkness. The stairs were old and dusty, but there were fresh footprints in the dust. Many footprints. At the bottom of the stairs, they found it, a tunnel carved through the rock. It was narrow and cold, with water dripping from the ceiling. The tunnel stretched into darkness, going on and on. "This must be hundreds of years old," Sister Elise said, her voice echoing. "Maybe it was built during a war as an escape route. And someone found it," Mother Marta said bitterly. "Someone told those men about it. They followed the tunnel for what felt like forever. Finally, they saw a light ahead. The tunnel ended at another staircase going up. At the top was a wooden door, and beyond that door they could hear voices, men's voices, singing, praying. Mother Marta pushed the door open slightly and peeked through. Her breath caught in her throat. They were inside another building, a building she recognized, the Abbey of St. Benedict, where the monks lived. It was on the other side of the valley, almost 2 miles away. The tunnel connected the monastery to the abbey. "The men are monks," Sister Elise whispered in disbelief. "From the abbey. They've been using the secret tunnel to visit our sisters." Mother Marta felt anger rise in her chest like fire. Brother monks, who had taken vows just like the nuns, were sneaking through a hidden tunnel to break those vows. And 4 of her young nuns had been meeting them, falling in love with them, breaking every rule they had promised to follow. "We need to tell Abbot Francis," Mother Marta said. "He's in charge of the abbey. He needs to know what his monks have been doing." That afternoon, Mother Marta made a difficult phone call. Abbot Francis listened in stunned silence as she explained everything. The pregnancies, the hidden cameras, the secret tunnel, the midnight meetings. 4 of my monks. Abbot Francis said, his voice shaking. "Are you certain?" "I have video recordings," Mother Marta said quietly. "We can identify them clearly." There was a long silence on the phone. Then Abbot Francis said, "Send me the recordings. I'll handle the monks. But, Mother Marta, we need to talk to the sisters too. We need to understand why this happened, how it started." Mother Marta agreed. "Tonight, we'll gather everyone involved. The 4 nuns, Dr. Newton, you, me, and Sister Elise. We'll get to the truth of everything." As she hung up the phone, Mother Marta looked out her window at the peaceful hills. The monastery didn't feel safe anymore. It felt like a place full of secrets and lies and broken promises. But tonight, all those secrets would come into the light. That evening, Mother Marta asked Sister Teresa, Sister Agnes, Sister Colette, and Sister Maria to come to the meeting room. She didn't tell them why. The 4 young nuns arrived looking nervous and confused. When they walked in and saw Mother Marta, Sister Elise, Dr. Newton, and Abbot Francis all waiting for them, their faces went pale. "Sit down," Mother Marta said gently but firmly. The 4 nuns sat, their hands shaking. Mother Marta placed the recording device on the table. She pressed play. On the screen, clear as day, the footage showed the 4 men emerging from behind the tapestry. It showed the nuns coming out to meet them. It showed them holding hands and laughing together. Sister Teresa started crying immediately. Sister Agnes covered her face with her hands. Sister Colette and Sister Maria just stared at the floor. "How long has this been going on?" Mother Marta asked quietly. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then Sister Teresa looked up, tears streaming down her face. 6 months, she whispered. "It started 6 months ago." "Tell us everything," Mother Marta said. "From the beginning. No more secrets. No more lies." Sister Agnes took a shaky breath and began to speak. "I found the tunnel by accident. I was exploring the old storage rooms one day, looking for extra blankets. I found the door to the stairs, and I was curious. I followed the tunnel all the way to the abbey." "And you told the others?" Sister Elise asked. Agnes nodded, crying. "I told Teresa. We thought it was exciting. An adventure. We just wanted to explore. We didn't plan for anything to happen." "But something did happen," Dr. Newton said gently. Sister Colette spoke up, her voice barely a whisper. "We met 4 of the monks at the abbey. We started talking to them. They were young like us. They understood what it was like to live separated from the world. We became friends. And then more than friends," Mother Marta said. Sister Maria nodded. "We fell in love. We know it was wrong. We know we broke our vows. But we couldn't help it. We started meeting in secret, using the tunnel, late at night, when everyone was asleep. And now you're pregnant," Abbot Francis said, his voice heavy with sadness. "All 4 of you, because of choices you made with 4 of my monks." The room fell silent except for the sound of crying. Mother Marta felt her anger mixing with deep sadness. These were young women who had made terrible mistakes. But they were also young women who had fallen in love and felt trapped by the strict walls around them. What happens now? Sister Teresa asked, looking up with red, swollen eyes. Mother Marta and Abbot Francis looked at each other. The answer to that question would change everything for everyone. Mother Marta stood up and walked to the window. Outside, the stars were beginning to appear in the darkening sky. She took a deep breath before turning back to face the four crying nuns. What happens now, she said slowly, is that we face the truth, all of it, and we figure out how to move forward together. Abbot Francis nodded. The four monks involved will face serious consequences at the abbey. They broke their vows. They lied to me and to their brothers. They will be held accountable. But what about us? Sister Agnes asked, her voice shaking. Will you send us away? Mother Marta sat back down at the table. Her face was stern, but her eyes were gentle. Before I answer that, I need to understand something. Why didn't you come to me when you started having feelings for these men? Why did you sneak around instead of being honest? Sister Teresa wiped her tears with her sleeve. Because we were scared. We thought you'd be angry. We thought you'd punish us just for having feelings. And we felt trapped, Sister Colette added quietly. We love being nuns. We love the prayers and the quiet life and helping people. But sometimes it feels so lonely, like we're cut off from the whole world. Sister Maria nodded. When we met the monks, they understood. They felt the same way. It was like finding friends who really knew what our lives were like. And then the friendship turned into something more. Dr. Newton, who had been listening quietly, spoke up. Mother Marta, if I may say something, these young women made poor choices, yes, but they're also very young. They're still learning who they are and what they truly want from life. Mother Marta closed her eyes. She felt the weight of every decision pressing down on her shoulders. These nuns had broken sacred rules. They had lied and sneaked around for months. But they were also confused young women who had fallen in love and didn't know how to handle it. Here's what will happen, Mother Marta finally said. First, the tunnel will be sealed. Tomorrow, we will brick up both entrances. That secret passage will never be used again. Sister Elise nodded in agreement, and the tapestry that hid the entrance will be removed. Second, Mother Marta continued, each of you four will need to decide what you want to do. You're going to have babies. That changes everything. You can choose to leave the monastery and start new lives outside. We will help you. Or you can choose to stay, have your babies here, and we will all help raise them together. The four nuns looked shocked. You would let us stay? Sister Agnes asked in disbelief. You made mistakes, Mother Marta said. But sending you away wouldn't help anyone. Your babies will need their mothers. And maybe our monastery needs to change too. Maybe we've been too strict, too closed off from real human feelings. Abbot Francis spoke up. The monks, however, will face different consequences. They came to your monastery secretly, knowing it was wrong. They pursued relationships knowing both they and you had taken vows. They showed poor judgment and poor character. They will be reassigned to different abbeys far away from here. Will we ever see them again? Sister Colette asked, fresh tears forming. That depends on many things, Abbot Francis said kindly but firmly. Right now, everyone needs time to think about what they've done and what they truly want from their lives. Over the next few weeks, the monastery transformed. Workers came to seal the tunnel with bricks and cement. The old tapestry was taken down, revealing the plain stone wall beneath. Mother Marta had a large painting hung there instead, showing a sunrise over hills, a new beginning. The four monks at the abbey faced Abbot Francis. One of them, Brother Thomas, was the oldest at 28. He had met Sister Teresa in the tunnel. I love her, Brother Thomas said during his meeting with the abbot. I know what we did was wrong, but my feelings are real. Your feelings may be real, Abbot Francis replied, but your actions showed no respect for your vows, for Teresa's vows, or for the trust placed in you. You will be transferred to our abbey in the mountains. There, you will spend time in reflection, deciding if monastic life is truly your calling. The other 3 monks received similar assignments. They would be separated, sent to different places, given time to think deeply about their choices. Meanwhile, at the monastery, difficult conversations were happening every day. Mother Marta sat with each of the 4 pregnant nuns individually, talking about their futures. Sister Teresa decided to leave the monastery. "I want to try to build a life with Brother Thomas," she told Mother Marta. "If he wants that too, I'll raise my baby, and maybe someday I'll come back to religious life. But right now, I need to see what life is like outside these walls." Mother Marta hugged her. "Then go with my blessing. You'll always have a home here if you need one." Sister Agnes chose to stay. "This is my home," she said firmly. "I made a terrible mistake, but I still believe in this life. I want to raise my baby here, with my sisters helping me. If you'll let me, we will," Mother Marta promised, "and we'll figure out together." Sister Colette and Sister Maria both decided to stay as well. "We want to be nuns," they said, "but different kinds of nuns. Ones who can be honest about being human. Ones who can make mistakes and learn from them." Dr. Newton visited regularly to check on all 4 women. Their pregnancies were progressing normally. He also started holding counseling sessions at the monastery, helping the nuns talk about their feelings, their fears, and their hopes. "You've all been holding so much inside," he told them during one group session. "Feelings aren't bad. They're part of being human. The key is learning to be honest about them instead of hiding them." Mother Marta also made changes to the monastery's daily life. She started holding weekly meetings where any nun could speak openly about their struggles or concerns. She brought in teachers to talk about relationships, emotions, and healthy ways to handle loneliness. "Our walls were meant to give us peace," she told the gathered nuns one evening. "But they can't protect us from being human. We need to learn to live with our humanity, not hide from it." The older nuns, like Sister Catherine, struggled with these changes at first. "In my day, we didn't talk about feeling so openly," she said. But even Sister Catherine softened when the first baby was born. Sister Agnes gave birth to a healthy baby girl one autumn morning. The sound of a baby crying in the monastery was strange at first, but soon all the nuns were taking turns helping care for the tiny infant. "She's beautiful," Sister Catherine said, holding the baby girl with tears in her eyes. A miracle, really, not the kind we expected, but a miracle nonetheless. Over the following months, the other babies were born. Sister Colette had a boy. Sister Maria had twins, a boy and a girl. The monastery, once silent and orderly, now filled with the sounds of babies laughing and crying. Sister Teresa left the monastery and moved to a small town. Brother Thomas, after much thought, decided to lead monastic life too. They got married in a small ceremony and started a life together with their son. "Do you regret what happened?" Sister Elise asked Mother Marta one evening, as they sat watching Sister Agnes feed her baby daughter. Mother Marta thought for a long moment. "I regret the lies and the sneaking around. I regret that those young people felt they couldn't be honest with us. But I don't regret what came from it. We're more honest now, more real, more human, and more messy," Sister Elise said with a small smile. "Yes," Mother Marta agreed. "But maybe that's okay. Maybe faith isn't about being perfect. Maybe it's about being honest about our imperfections and loving each other anyway." The monastery established new rules. The doors were still locked at night, but now there were scheduled times when families could visit, when the nuns could go out into the world for short periods, when they could talk honestly with counselors about their feelings. Abbot Francis and Mother Marta worked together to create better communication between the abbey and the monastery. Young monks and nuns met occasionally in supervised settings, learning to have healthy friendships without secrets. "We were so afraid of human connection that we made it forbidden," Abbot Francis admitted. "That only made it more tempting and more dangerous." 1 year after the cameras had revealed the truth, Mother Marta stood in the monastery garden watching Sister Agnes play with her daughter. Sister Colette and Sister Maria's children toddled around nearby, laughing and chasing butterflies. Sister Elise came to stand beside her. "Who would have thought this is where we'd end up?" she said. "Not me," Mother Marta admitted. I thought the scandal would destroy us, but instead it changed us, made us better, I think. The hidden cameras saved us, Sister Lee said, by forcing us to see the truth. Mother Marta nodded. The truth is hard, but it's always better than comfortable lies. As the sun set over the hills, painting everything in shades of gold and pink, the monastery bells rang for evening prayers. The nuns gathered, some carrying babies, some walking with canes, some young and some old. They had learned that walls couldn't keep out human longing, that vows, no matter how sacred, were made by imperfect people who sometimes failed, that failure didn't have to mean the end, that mercy and accountability could exist together, that love, responsibility, and forgiveness could guide them through even the darkest scandals. The monastery was different now, messier, noisier, more honest, more real, and in that reality, in that imperfect, struggling, trying their best community, they found something they'd been missing all along. They found a way to be holy and human at the same time. If you enjoyed this story, please share it with others who love mysteries and tales of forgiveness. Your support helps us create more stories that touch the heart and challenge the mind. Subscribe to read more tales about courage, truth, and second chances.